Hi, my name is Hamza, and you are?
I'm Nora.
And welcome to School of Thought. School of Thought is a platform really for us to talk about school and all the individuals who are affected by it. Would like to see it through the lens of the parent, the teacher, the school owner, the government, whoever is affected by it, and enable them to have a voice and a space to speak their truths. So welcome. Let's get into it. So Nor, you're two boys, you said? Yeah.
Yes.
Are they going to school yet?
They will be. They'll be going to school soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay. So now, what do you think are some of the things, some of the factors that parents consider when choosing schools?
choosing schools.
Yes.
There are many. I have worked at a school now for almost 10 years. And I get questions like, with major concern, what kind of uniform do the children
The
wear?
children wear.
How many uniforms do they
Do
get?
they get? Yeah.
What food do they eat? Even before they ask things about class and what, some parents, that's their main focus. What are they going to have for break? What are they going to have for lunch? Do I have to pack? There's a major question, is it boarding or day? And I've found that so many parents prefer boarding,
Yeah.
to a greater extent. They prefer their children to be somewhere and, they come and visit every now and again. But I've also had questions like, how many fours did you get?
From a parent who's enrolling in P7 or even in baby class, they
Even
ask.
in baby class, how many fours did they get? Do you have P7? How did they perform?
Yes.
Because I think maybe that's the end goal.
That's the end goal, yes.
Yeah. We have parents who are interested in the curriculum. What curriculum are you using? When my children do this curriculum, do they have the potential to compete favorably with other
The
children?
international curriculum, supposing you're doing your NEB.
Exactly. And then we have questions like, who is the teacher? What's their name? How long have they been teaching? How long has the director been in the teaching
how long
business?
has the school been
Running, yes.
yes.
Is it tried and tested? Does it have a legacy? Do people talk about it? Do they even know it? And there's some who are just for the location. It's here, we live there, and
That's enough.
that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, my children can go to school and come home with a least effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think those are a few of them.
Do you have some that consider the co-curricular?
Yes. Some who are looking for, do you have soccer, piano, swimming, ballet? Are my children going to be exposed? How do they have access and an opportunity to do games out of the school, compete with other schools? Do they have spelling bee?
Yeah.
Debate club,
Some bit of
writers
exposure
club.
that is
So
outside the actual the classroom.
Yes, outside the classroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned therein day or boarding.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that is now a big debate.
Surely.
Given the trend, why do you think people are swaying more towards the boarding as opposed to the day?
Yes, we are about to have boarding if we don't already have boarding for 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's the issue of we have to work. We are making ends meet. Transport is not safe. Do I put my child on a border? Does the van reach my home? Can I trust the person I'm leaving at home, the nanny, the help, to prepare the child and have them ready? Can I trust them to keep the child? Generally, do I move with my child?
Could it be that also some parents don't want to be with the children because they are a handful? Yeah, that my son is stubborn. Yeah? So they use the boarding as an excuse. Yeah, to groom them.
Actually, a fun fact. Boarding was started initially to be very prestigious. royal family, rich people went to boarding schools abroad.
Yeah.
But also there was the aspect of children who are not manageable, who are difficult, and they just needed to be under some kind of military kind of approach. So I think
so they'll go to those spaces to be aligned.
Like these are the rules, these are the regulations, and you're here until you conform. Yeah, so I think there could be that aspect in one or two parents somewhere. I feel like I am not at home anyway.
Yeah.
Let them go somewhere where they'll be managed. So regardless of whether the school is on 50 by 100 with the boarding, day and boarding, boys and girls.
Boys and girls. With a couple of floors upstairs.
We will go to boarding.
Sleeping up, studying here.
Yes.
The pitch is under the building. Okay.
So that for some people that really is not the issue.
It's not really about the
it's let's go and they align you and you follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not know how effective that is because you consider the numbers,
Yeah.
So does it matter how, because you said that parents are quite busy. Yeah. Shouldn't it matter how much time we spend with our children? If we send them away to boarding school, aren't we limiting the time that we are spending with them and imparting in them our values?
It really should matter. But I think life has squeezed us
into a box.
In a box. Yeah, of course there's two ways to look at it. There is sacrifice on either end.
Yeah.
So you either choose to sacrifice maybe work and 8 to 5 for some, or sacrifice that time. A lot of that time with your child.
But some might argue it's not that much time. Because it's just in the evening
and in the morning,
and in the weekend, and maybe in the morning for a few hours. So putting that into consideration, they're like, if for a bit of comfort, I would say, they take them to boarding.
But there should be a balance. That's my perspective.
Yeah.
There is school is not even half. Every 3 months our children are in school. So about 9 months of the year, children are in school, whether day or boarding.
Yeah.
And therefore we have to make the few hours in between count.
Yeah.
The expectation is that charity begins at home.
Yeah.
But if there's no home, where is charity? How do we enforce this charity?
Yes,
so there should be a balance. There should be something at home, an effort we are making. I think it was done. It has been done before. It's not something out of this world.
Yes, our parents somehow managed. Yes, I remember when we were younger, we stayed in Luzira. My mom worked in Old Kampala. So every morning we would come from Luzira, we'd go to school. Luckily, she worked in the same school where I was studying. So she does her business. I'd go about my studying. Then in the evening,
go home together.
We head back home. Of course, it's challenging nowadays because it's crazy. Yeah, but I think it's still possible.
Yeah.
So for those who have opted for day school, there is what is happening with the vans. Yeah, that they are picked up very early.
5:30 on the dot.
Why do they pick them? Why do they pick the children at 4 a.m.?
4 a.m. Yes. Because me, parent X, I want my child to study in Makindi, but I live in Gayaza. Yeah? So, I mean, what do I expect the van driver to do? Sleep on the road? So, I live in Mukono, but the school of choice is in Bunga.
Is in Makawa.
Makawa. So, I mean, the van and the school also is not about to tell you that they have failed.
Yes,
how do we fail?
You also need that command.
Yeah, just picking. You pay the transport cost and you see. We shall be there at 6 on the dot. And then your child will be back at 7.
Yes.
Anyway, so, of course, it's unfair. I ask myself what children are learning these days that we didn't learn. I don't remember.
No, but
Anyway.
maybe you could also consider in that aspect of time that a school X has maybe 100 children, but they only have one car. Yeah.
But they also go
But that car has to go in several different directions. So for that driver to manage, he needs to start his journey early. Yes.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, there is that child, you might find they're 3 years old, who has to go that distance, wake up early because of that challenge. Would you think that it would be better that we have parents drop their children?
I think it would almost be the same for some parents.
For some parents, yeah.
But also schools, I didn't mention, one of the things that I'd consider as a parent is, do you have a van? You know, I think all of life, not just school, is really heading towards simplifying. How do we make life easier for ourselves, for our children? I don't know. You know, how do we make things easy? So I'm dropping, am I a student? Why am I waking up at 6? I studied and I finished. Anyway, yeah, I finished.
The long tail of you wake up early now, you'll sleep in the future when you're older.
Bambi. But anyway, so the little people, because me, I'm 3, and my brother is in P7. They're doing exams, you know, on Monday.
Soon,
I have to go with them because then the van is not going to come back to my home a second time to pick me.
Yeah.
So I think that and what we've talked about before, I think we're going to debunk and really delve into.
And get into it really. Yeah. We talked about the aspect of time with our children. Does that lack of time, has it affected the authority that parents carry over their children? You have instances where a parent says, Teacher Nora, please help me.
Yes.
Yeah? I have also heard of scenarios where teachers are saying that there is no higher authority above me. For instance, I cannot say that I'm going to tell daddy. And the child starts squeaking in their boots and, you know.
Please don't tell daddy.
Please don't tell daddy.
No.
Where has that authority gone? Do you think it is because of the lack of time? Or...
Probably. Like I said, we'll delve into those things. It's difficult to have authority over someone you rarely see. Of course, when you see them, you want to be their friend. You want them to like you, so you're buying gifts, and you're saying, now I've just come back home, now I'm going to start caning. Does it make sense? It doesn't sound fair.
Yeah.
So I think in an effort to bridge the gap of absence, we are kinder as parents.
Somehow.
You know?
Find yourself coming back with a toy.
Yeah, and then I actually understand our parents for saying, why are you making me beat you? It pains me more than it pains you.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a parent, like I said. It's difficult to come home and you are...
Someone is excited to see you.
Yes, but they
did something that you need to reprimand. So,
so like, do I start caning now? Do we talk about it later? Or do I let it go and ask the nanny why she didn't handle? Question. I don't know.
Okay. Now we go back to the schools. We mentioned some of the things that parents consider. But what do you think schools nowadays are focusing on as their selling points?
Selling points.
Yeah, that am I going to have a very big billboard and that is going to be my selling point? Am I going to have a swimming pool? Yeah, am I going to ensure that all my children get 4s? What are some of those things? Yeah.
You mentioned them really. Billboards. Yeah, billboards that sell more than I can say.
Yes.
Anyway, but billboards, marketing, 4s, swings. Yeah, play area. Amazing play area for the children because children learn through play. That phrase.
Yes.
I wonder what it means. You know, is it about swings? Is it about toys? A swimming pool? Yeah, they also consider things like environment.
Yeah.
You know, what are our facilities? Do we have clean washrooms? Some.
Yes.
You know, they're there. Do we have smart boards?
Yes.
Is our name inclusive of the word international?
International.
And what does that mean? For some places, if I put the word international, we are good to go. I have a smart board. Don't ask me about curriculum. That's what it is. So also the boarding aspect of
the boarding aspect, yes.
I know so many schools where if we have some space, we can put 3 double-deckers. And at least all the P7s sleep in school so that the parents are comfortable that the children are ready 24/7, or that the children are going to learn how to look after themselves and be responsible and learn to live independent and, so.
But anyway, at a later time we'll get into that, but I believe that some qualities of a child should fall on the as responsibility of the parent. The expectation that my child is going to learn how to take care of themselves in and amongst 100 students in a school is is a tough one. And of course, definitely schools do sell that. But as a parent, I would think, I don't know.
But you've talked about 100 children, and for some schools, that's the selling factor. That so far we have 1,200 children, and again, for some parents, that is like wonderful. This is it.
2,400 parents who have decided
to choose this school.
Yes,
it must be
good. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So now there is this thing about holistic education. What is it? Yeah.
Holistic.
Is it just a word that they just put out there
to sell?
Or there's a meaning to it?
It actually does have a meaning. It's a thing, and it should be what everyone is focusing on. How do we grow a child mentally, emotionally, physically? And like I said, all those aspects somehow fall back onto the school and its amenities. Does it have space so that physically the children are growing?
So you're saying that holistic cannot be in a small school?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying when you're considering holistic.
Yes. There should be some things that you should look out for.
Yeah, some things speak for themselves, Are the children being engaged on an individual basis? Are your children known, or they're just a number? They are number 2001. Come here.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your name again?
08628. I remember that number from somewhere.
Yes. You were once a number. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. So it should be whole. A child should be whole. Of course, that does not mean parents are being denied their responsibility. It should be a partnership. Really.
It should be a partnership.
Yeah. What are we doing? There are some values that I think should remain parent-based. What are our values? What's our faith? How is School X going to teach the 500 children, each and
everyone,
their religion and their faith and their values? And of course, we'll get it wrong at some point. So holistic should have an aspect that caters to those areas, allows them to participate, and develop and attain skills and things outside of the principles of just SST, math, science, physics, biology, and that's it.
Okay. Now, of course, parents love the idea of their children passing. I was a good student. I wouldn't say I was a bad student. Is it wrong for me to impose the expectation of my child to be like me?
Even better.
Or even better. My God, 5. You should be able to get a 4. Sometimes, is that too much to ask for the children, from the parents? Our expectations too high. We think so much. I'm a gay.
Yes.
Very sharp. Can count up to 1, up to 10. They should go to top class, surely. What are they doing in baby class and middle class?
Yeah, I think really expectation is good. It causes us to do. Imagine going to a place of work and nothing is expected of you.
Yeah.
What would you do? So I think expectation is good, truly good. However, there is expectation within the expected. If that makes sense. You know, I'm 3 years old. Now don't expect me to do P1 work, for example. Don't judge me in my failure or my ability based on a target too high to meet.
Yeah.
And I think I've found, again, in these 10 years of school, that parents undermine the work
The teachers do.
the teachers do, especially at those early ages.
At the early ages,
because to them, just 1 to 3,
up to 10 should be a
very
simple thing to teach, yes.
And therefore pressurize their children and expect them to just get it. And now because they can count,
do you think that because I can, as a parent, I think the child should be able to?
Yes, we forget that they're little minds. For them, 1 to 3 is massive knowledge.
Yes,
it is a lot to take in. And for child X, 1, I may actually know 1 and not identify it until a later stage in my life.
Yeah.
Or I may know 1, I can identify it, but I can't count. I can't tell you that is 1 sleeper.
That is 1,
yeah. I can't relate those things.
Yes.
So the work is actually immense. And I truly believe if we give our children the time
that is actually stipulated.
Yes, that it's not an accident that at 6, children somehow can copy from the board.
Yes.
Something they weren't doing before.
I've seen children just get into top class. Yeah. That now is in top class, pre-primary, getting ready for P1. And all of a sudden you see that they have grown. Something has changed. Yeah. And surely this child is ready to be prepared for P1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that expecting the children to achieve what I achieved would be unfair on them as an individual, as a being. I would expect that they should strive to achieve as best as they can, but as long as they've given it their very best, I think that should be enough for us as parents.
Truly.
Okay. So how do you handle those expectations? How do you think schools would then help to put that in perspective for the caretakers and for the parents?
I think 1, children can do something. What are they being able to do at that point? And then set out those expectations. Actually talk about them. Say, this is what I think my child should be doing. I'm going to be paying money X. And therefore, at the end of year 1, I expect that my child should be able to read me a book. And then the person who is the expert in that field will tell you, this works like this may take this time. Give it this much time and you'll achieve that goal, and then let's work together. I'm not saying they're not outliers. They're children who are on all sides of that spectrum. And you never know. I could be reading at 3, or I could be reading at 4, or I could be counting at 6. I don't know. So I think as a parent, you embrace your child as they are, and you don't dim their light for us, something they can't do, something you think is important. You
flame the...
Yes, what you do is you fan that flame.
Fan the flame, yes.
And then...
Flame the fan.
you fan the flame.
Yes.
And let that child shine. It's often said that children are like jars of clay with treasure. I think sometimes our option on how to get that treasure out
is
to break the jar. Of course, how does that work? How is that helpful?
But would you think that for us nowadays, they broke the jars and they scooped out the treasures?
And we are here.
And
we are making
here.
it in
We are surviving, Because another parent would be like, but in my days, we were chibokod, we were woken up at what time, we
had to deliver.
You had to deliver
firewood and pancake before you head to school.
Yes. Yes, so these children have it easy. They should be able to pass, because they're just going to school and home, school and home.
You've been transported. Even you don't have to prepare your breakfast.
Yes.
Even you don't have to do housework.
Exactly. Yes.
I don't know. We'll talk more about this. Yeah.
Okay, so then what do you think? Okay, we talked about discipline. What is the role of a teacher in disciplining a child? Is it surface?
It's a gray area. It's just there.
Because now there is the idea that no beating. Don't touch my child.
Truly.
If you touch my child, problems. You can even get arrested. Yeah. So I think there is a law against it. Yes.
Yes, there is.
So how do you impart that discipline?
I think
because the child comes from home, they don't beat them. They don't.
Delicate. Like I said, the jar of clay.
Jar of clay, yes.
Why are you beating a jar of clay? I think that begs a question: is beating the only form of disciplining?
The only form of disciplining.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Is it the only way to? For some people, they used to say in the school I went to that some people's ears they need some awakening, but that's not all of us. Yeah, I was those children who banange, please tell me once, I shall never do it again. Yeah, so I don't think beating is the only form of discipline. Parents definitely need to trust. You're giving this child over to a teacher for 9 months, like we said, a year. Yeah. There should be an understanding on how do we get
out the best out of this child.
Yes, how to get the best out of this child. Because also, I have been in a situation where parent X says, don't touch my child. And then child of parent X does something. And the parent X says, Kale wandi mukobi. Like,
stop, kind of.
Do I or do I not?
Yes.
Yeah. So, or we are just spoiling the children. You don't even.
Yes.
So, how do we actually team up? Because the goal is the same.
But now that thing of team up, we have mentioned it a lot. But we have situations of parents who say, but you're the school.
And you're the teacher.
And you're the teacher. Why don't you handle
Why do you want me to come to school and teach?
I pay fees. Then even in homework, I do homework.
Then I come and discipline your child for you.
Yes.
For you, what are
you doing?
We will go back to that point. Yeah. And hear from the professionals.
Yes. Now, there is also a certain trend. Okay, I don't know if it's everywhere or in just a few spaces. The need, the desire for uniformity. Yeah. Yes. There is a certain call for we should all be the same. We should all. If the children, they are wearing black shoes, everyone should wear black shoes.
The same black shoes.
The same black shoe. If we are having bags in our school, the same bag. Of course, some argue that, we don't want them to start stealing. They start, Well, what do you think?
That thing has played me for the longest time. Like I said, I say it? I love color.
You love
yes,
color.
I said it when I was talking about uniform.
Yes.
If I was a school proprietor, I'd have everyone in their choice of color uniform, if it were possible.
Yes.
Anyway, I just think that color is the best example of how different we are. And anyway, we shall talk further on this issue. But I just think, in my perspective, the world is not truly like that. Yeah, for you when you go to town and you see that nice car, are you going to steal it because you don't have it?
You're going to work harder, maybe. Yeah,
harder.
I'm going to...
And get it.
It's going to bring motivation.
But imagine you have grown up all your life. Everyone eats the same food. Everyone has the same break. If swimming is an activity in the school, everyone must do it. Shoes the same. Mattress.
And
blanket.
Then gas.
And then you get into the world.
And I see that the other individual we used to eat buns with
can actually afford pizza every day, or I don't know, whatever you think is.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so it's, I think, a lie.
It's a cause of...
And
can cause some concern.
Yeah, I think that's what's depressing people, stressing them, making them realize that this life is. Yet, I mean, that's how it's been the whole time.
That's how it's been the whole time.
You've just not been living in the reality of it.
You've been masked from it by your environment.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I think there's a place for uniform.
Yes.
Uniform is good.
I think the idea of uniform for me was basically for identification. That is what they teach in P2. That you're putting on the uniform so that we know that you're from
this
school, and if you are but you can be all putting on pink shoes. Yeah, if the school allows, you can have your hair the way you want to plait it. You can, in the confines, in the confines of some regulation, you can be yourself. Yeah, because I believe also the lack of uniformity does not allow the children to express themselves. Yeah, or individuals to express themselves. Yeah, you kind of limit that. This is who you should be. This is as far as you can go. Yeah. We've talked so much about our schools, but now let's just rewind a bit. All these challenges that are within the education sector, within schools, within parenting. I feel like our parents were ninjas. For them, how did they manage? Yeah, because in the past we had families where it's just mother and father, and you have your children, then you have your auntie's children, then you have some village people that you have brought. Yeah. They all go to school. They all eat. They all...
Yeah.
How?
You have curtains.
How? Yeah, you have curtains, you have chairs, maybe even drive a car. Yeah. I feel like the struggle nowadays is so much. It is on a high level.
The demand is high.
The demand is high, yes.
The world is still the same. Yeah. So how did they do it? We're going to ask those questions. We're going to talk to real guys from then.
So
they can just shine a light into our world now. What are we doing? I just think that the expectation we have of the same way we expect so much of our children is simply because we expect so much of ourselves. Yeah, yes. So do you want to do everything in the shortest time frame? So you do whatever it takes.
Are we lacking of patience?
I don't know. I don't want to say that.
No, you don't have to say
I am a go-getter. I want results.
Yes.
But also, I have responsibilities. The economy is economing. Life is lifing.
Yeah.
Work is busy, stressful, but also we are that generation that does 8 to 5, side hustle, side gig. I sell phone covers.
Conference.
But I also do, juice. Do you want cookies? I bake cake.
Yes.
I mean, so
we are a very entrepreneurial country.
Yes, I actually think I would like to say it this way. Our parents did an excellent job raising us. They raised multitaskers. We are just shining, of course, at the cost and expense of some people who are not choosing, who don't have much to say in that matter.
Yeah. So then how do we empower those children to also follow in our footsteps?
To do well.
To do better. Yeah.
Not be forgotten.
Well, and do better, yes. I think
it's something we'll talk about soon. There's something we say. We send children to school to learn skills and do what and be independent and be able. And then they come home and we disable them. They come home and everything is done for you, maybe. Or you just sent away somewhere else. Your voice is not heard. I don't know. We're not engaging them. We don't hear from them. So we end up kind of, like I said, dim their light a bit. And then we're doing everything we can, but still losing out in that area. So we empower them. We allow them to do. We trust.
I think, yes, the best thing that we can do is allow them to do and they make their
try and
mistakes and
fail.
try and fail, yes.
Yeah.
And to, be there as the guiding.
Can't shield them from everything. What we can, we definitely should.
We should, yeah.
But let them actually,
Live.
yeah, let them live. Let them do. Yeah.
All right. I think that brings us to the end of this episode.
Yeah.
I know that we are going to delve more and more into things that are within these. Basically, that was just a snippet of many things to come.
Yeah.
We are in the kitchen, so to say, cooking. Yeah. I hope you stay tuned and listen in, because there's lots coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I've been Hamza, and that has been Nora. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.